Hi, and welcome to the video on course selections for grade 11. This video is for students and parents of students in grade 10 going into grade 11 next year. My name is Sasha Warner, and I'm a guidance counselor at St. John Catholic High School. We have a picture here so you have an idea of the people who you might be reaching out to if you have questions. This is from our twinning day last year at our carnival. So you have me on the left. John Wade Donaldson is our student support worker, valiantly trying to wear a headband to twin with us. Janet Brady is our finance secretary and often in the front office. Erin Truhas is our guidance office administrator. And Tiffany Daou on the far right is our other guidance counselor who will be helping you out with this course selection process. Today, we will be covering compulsory credits that you need in grade 11, elective credits, there's a lot, online courses, and I'm also going to mention special programs that we have at our school, such as Specialist High Skills Major, dual credits, Co-op Education, and OYAP and OYAP-FAST. Okay, so first things first, in grade 11, you only have to take math, English, and religion as compulsories. So that's a big shift from grade 9 and 10. However, as you are thinking about your future plans or your students' future plans, even though there's only 3 compulsories, depending on your post-secondary plans, you actually have a lot of prerequisites that may be required for future courses that students may want to take after high school. Okay, so the other thing that is changing as you head into grade 11 is the streaming from grade 10 continues. However, they've changed names. So academic is now called university. Applied is now called college, and locally developed is now called workplace. Okay, so they are named after the destination pathways where your student might be headed. English is pretty straightforward in that there's university, college, or workplace, but mathematics has extra options. So there's MCR3U, which is university level. That's called functions. It leads to any of the grade 12 university level maths. Then you have MCF3M. Now that is, M means a mix of university college. It's kind of in between those two streams. It can lead to data management, university level data management, but not advanced functions or calculus. So only to 4U math data management. Or it can lead to the college maths as well. You'll notice I have an extra bullet point by accident beside MAP4C. That is supposed to indicate where MCF3M leads to, okay? So then the third option for math would be MBF3C. That's the college level math. It leads to college level math at grade 12. And then finally, workplace level math, MEL3E, which leads to workplace math in grade 12 if a student chooses to take that. So in math, you have 4 options. A lot of people want to know what the difference is between those first 2 options, the university level and the university college level. Essentially, they're covering a lot of the same material, but there's one less unit in the university college level, so they can move at a little bit slower rate and do a little bit more application, which can be really good for a student who needs just a little bit more time to process. It does still lead to that MDM 4U. So if you do require a 4U math as a prerequisite for a university program, and it doesn't matter which one, this could be a really good option for a student. Some nursing programs would accept the MDM 4U, and I guess there's social sciences don't really require any math, but sometimes people want that statistics background. So that would be another example of a really good option for a student. And then the third one is religion. For religion, students are taking world religions, which is like a cultural history course. And our extended French students, they took world religions last year. They actually took 2 religions in grade 10. So this year they will be selecting grade 10 history, CHC 2DF. I know my head's kind of blocking part of it, but instead of choosing world religions, because they've already taken it, they're going to take grade 10 history, CHC 2DF. Okay, so elective courses. As you can see here, we have lots of elective courses. I think this is an important time to mention that many of the courses that are listed as electives are not necessarily going to run. This is when we see what our students want, and what the students want will determine what is offered next year. Okay, so we have a wide variety of courses available in every subject area. The thing to keep in mind is that, again, depending on what you want to do after high school, you should be taking the prerequisites for those. Now, this is a very stressful time for grade 10s. A lot of students feel like they have to have their whole life figured out as they head into grade 11. They want to keep all their doors open, and they're worried because they think a lot of them don't know what they want to do, and they think that they're behind. As you're working with your student, the best thing you can do is assure them that everything can be changed. This is just selecting based on what they think their best step is right now in this moment. They can change it. They can change it in the summer. We can change it next year. And certainly going into grade 12, we can change plans as well. This just gives us an idea of what students are most interested in. When we send out this email, there will also be a course selection sheet that we've given to all students. And on the last page of that course selection sheet, it has lots of sample pathways and what the prerequisites are for those pathways, and what courses you would need in grade 11 to get you into the courses that you need in grade 12 as prerequisites. So take a look at that for more specific options of some things that your student might require. There's too many options to go through that now. And you can also go on my blueprint where you do your course selections. It's also a really good research tool. On the left-hand side on the menu, there is options for looking through different courses. So if your student was interested in police foundations, they could look up police foundations, and underneath police foundations, it says what the prerequisites are. Or same with any other course that a student might be interested in, criminology, university level criminology, anything it might be, you can search that and see what prerequisites are required. And of course, you can always make an appointment with Tiffany or I to kind of clarify a little bit about those future plans. Above all, though, it's really important to really stress with your student, you don't have to have everything figured out. These are just ideas of what the next best step is for them. Okay, online courses. So there is a graduate requirement for all students to take 2 online credits. If a student is headed towards college or university pathways, we do recommend that they follow through on that grad requirement, because more and more post-secondary options are including online environments or hybrid environments. So it's a really good idea to actually take an online course when they're in high school. They have extra supports, so they can kind of learn the ropes and have people checking in with them if they're struggling, so that it's better preparing them for those post-secondary options. Now, if your student is a student who absolutely would struggle with online learning, There is exemptions possible. We do not do the exemption letters until the fall of their grade 12 year, but know that if online learning really isn't a good fit for your student, we do have options for exemption. The other thing to know about online courses is that they're not guaranteed. Just like we have course selections happening to see where student interest is to decide what we offer, CDSBEO is doing the same thing. So there will be lots of options listed for online courses, but they're not guaranteed to be offered. They're looking to see what students across the board are most interested in taking online. And some valuable information. Okay. So to find the online courses, if your student is interested in taking online courses next year, that grid that you see, that's under the plan. There's a tab beside it called courses. And in courses, you can see on the right-hand side, there's going to be a box that says discipline. If you scroll down, you will find online courses for grade 11 and 12 students. I have highlighted that on this screen so you can see. The online courses available or potentially available will be listed below each of the subject areas there, okay? All right, so now we're just going to go through a couple of program options that you may be interested in for next year. The first one is dual credits. So dual credits is an opportunity to earn college credits while a student is still in high school. So it's called dual credit because they're earning 2 credits. One credit is a high school credit, the other credit is a college credit. So you're only earning 1 high school credit on your high school diploma. It's a great opportunity for a student to experience what it's like on a college campus. Currently, we have dual credits being offered at the Algonquin College Perth campus. Due to recent funding cuts from the ministry, it is much smaller than has been in the past. We don't have as many options for students as dual credits in the past, and it is very competitive. But if your student would like to experience life outside the high school classroom, it can be a great option. The other thing people always ask us about is transportation. So transportation and all material fees are paid for by the ministry. When you're in My Blueprint, if dual credits is something you're interested in, there is a dual credit placeholder. When you go to the courses, you can type in dual and it will come up as an option. And that's really just a flag for us to know that your student is interested in dual credits. Okay, another program that may be of interest to your student is a specialist high skills major program. So we have 3 specialist high skills majors, or SHSMs for short. They are construction technology, health and wellness, and hospitality and tourism. These students who are part of these programs take a cluster of courses that are industry specific. And then in addition to that cluster of courses, they also take co-op and they get lots of specialized training that relates to that industry. So for example, if a student were to take health and wellness, they would take a cluster of courses that have to do with health and wellness, and there is flexibility within that cluster. Those are things like biology or chemistry or fitness, those sorts of things. They take a minimum of a 2 credit co-op, which if their schedule is very full, we can look at evening co-op. And then they get all sorts of training, like infection control. The picture above my head there is CPR first aid training, and all of that training is for free. They go to the cadaver lab to see cadavers, all sorts of things. Another example would be in construction technology. They get working from heights paid for, which is really important to have if you're working on a construction site, and they can have that on their resume ready to go. If you are interested in SHSM, it's a really great program. In your course selections, you will see on the right-hand side, there is a box that says SHSM Planner. I have the arrow pointing at the Learn More button. You click that button, there's a couple of questions that it asks you, and then you just click through, and then it will flag you for us to reach out to a student to talk to them more about SHSM and get them registered if they're a good fit. Okay, co-op. So co-op, lots of students when they hit grade 11 and 12 are excited to take co-op. They can take a 2-credit co-op or a 4-credit co-op. So a 2-credit co-op is half of the school day for a semester, and a 4-credit co-op is the full school day for 1 semester. There is no transportation available. So many of our grade 11s may wait until 2nd semester of grade 11 if they really want co-op so that they have access to a vehicle and they have their G2. Yep, so that's what co-op is. Mr. Murphy is our co-op teacher. If students have questions about co-op, they can come to Ms. Dow or I, but Mr. Murphy is really our point person who knows a lot about that. Okay, so we do have a program called Ontario Youth Apprenticeship Program. So it is where you can start your apprenticeship for a trade while you're still in high school. The ministry recently released a new program called OYAP-FAST. That program is for students who are headed towards the trades. They require a minimum of 8 co-op credits to earn this special diploma, and they have to be registered with the Ontario Youth Apprenticeship Program. If you are headed towards the trades, this is a huge advantage for you because you are doing your level 1 apprenticeship hours when you're still in high school, and you can, in your grade 12 year, actually go to college to get your level 1 apprenticeship papers completed and testing completed. So when you leave high school, you're already a level 2 apprentice. If you have questions about that, please reach out to Mrs. Daou, myself, or Mr. Murphy. The one important thing to note in terms of course selections is that you would want to be selecting a 4-credit co-op in grade 11. This makes sense in addition to being good for OYAP-FAST and getting starting on those 8 co-op credits. It also makes sense for tradespeople because they're on the road and at different sites often, and so they want a student who's going to be with them all day, so they don't have to stop halfway through their day for the student to get back to school for the afternoon. Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground there. If you have any questions at all, please reach out to Tiffany Daou or myself. I have our extensions there on the screen, or you can email us. As always, it's great to follow us along on Facebook. Miss Michaud does a great job of keeping lots of stuff on there. And our website does have some additional information. If you go along the top menu, you will see there is a guidance tab, and you can click through the guidance tab to find out more information you might be curious about. All right. Thank you so much for tuning in. We look forward to serving you in the year to come.